Next in line, what's it going to be?
The cafeteria menu at Bellows Falls Union High School has taken on some local flavor this year, and the students have taken notice.
Everyone is definitely getting into more fresh foods, and it's just fantastic. I'm saying, yeah, that you can really taste the difference.
I get a wrap every day, so I'm used to having the iceberg lettuce and then these like gooey tomatoes, and this year everything just was so different and the color was vibrant instead of this kind of pale, standardized product.
From salads to sandwiches, all the produce that's served in the cafeteria here comes from farms no more than a stone's throw away that participate in the Windham County Farm and Food Network. The school district contracts its food services with a company called Cafe Services.
There's a huge emphasis on fresh, local foods in the food service programs in school districts. There's been a lot of emphasis on childhood nutrition, childhood obesity, as well as education and awareness on healthy foods. So I think communities that we serve are really, it's top on their priority list in terms of having fresh, wholesome local foods in school lunch these days.
We've got watermelon coming from the Deep Meadow Farm.
John Ayer manages the kitchen at the Bellows Falls Union High School. Each week, he goes online to the Windham County Farm and Food Network's website to place his order. The food is delivered later that week, fresh from the fields of neighboring farms.
I think that we need to buy as much local as we can to support our local economy.
Buying local means that the food service cost has increased 25 to 40% at Bellows Falls Union High School, according to Ayers.
Local produce is better, and secondly, we know where it's coming from. We know it's coming from our local farmer. We can talk to the local farmer and we can see and ask him what he has. And it makes it a lot better. And supporting the local economy is really important these days.
Having local food on the menu also provides teachable moments for students about where their food comes from.
Whenever we can introduce the students to some aspect of our local produce that they might not be getting at home, there really is an educational component to that, and it gives them the chance to try some things they might not have normally tried and kind of grow in terms of the choices that they make for themselves for their own eating habits.
A lot of these kids are going to live here the rest of their life, and it's important for them to know where their food's coming from. It's important for them to build relationships with the farmers. Vermont is a farming state, so we need to promote the local produce as much as we can.
What we're looking at is regional local, or really county local, or if you want to say community local.
Hans Estrin is the local food network coordinator for UVM Extension. For the past year, he's worked with farmers and chefs to establish the Windham County Farm and Food Network.
There's CSAs and farmers market. There's a ton of direct market sales. In the past 10 years, past 5 years especially, things have really burgeoned. One nut that has not really been cracked, though, is how, say, a hospital or a school, an institutional kitchen, can buy lettuce from the farmer down the road. And you think that's really simple. Here there's a school as a crow flies a quarter mile from here, Bellows Falls High School. But it is almost impossible for John over there to buy lettuce from Paul Harlow unless he goes way out of his way and makes it happen somehow.
The network is comprised of 12 farms that supply 35 cafeterias with locally grown food, a small fraction of the potential buyers in Windham County alone.
20 miles from here, there's about 7,000 meals, institutional cafeteria meals, yet 1% or less of that is coming from farms, or 0.5%, a fraction of a percent is coming from farms in the area.
One of the farms involved in this project is the Harlow farm in Westminster.
I've been a big proponent of getting vegetables to our local kids and to improve nutrition in the schools. The whole crux of the thing is to get more local food out there. So hopefully that'll build up into, better business for me. It's a long-term investment, I guess.
Harlow's involvement in this network goes beyond supply. He also allows the Windham County Farm and Food Network to use his farm's packing facility and a delivery truck.
The key is to use existing resources, an existing truck, and create a delivery service where we aggregate farmers on a truck, sharing a resource. We're actually shooting for a 10% delivery fee, which includes the service and accounting part. And it can work if there's, you know, a significant amount, $1,000–$2,000 worth of produce on the truck. That low figure can actually work.
A successful food distribution model like this one is not one size fits all.
I think any local community network is going to be dependent on the geography, the personalities involved, the density of buyers, the interest. You know, the market is there, but it has to be kind of in the right configuration to make this fly. So it can definitely fly, but what it means is we have a model here. It's got some great points. It's reproducible, but it's got to be malleable. It's an interesting puzzle. Potatoes first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay, that'd be great.
One way to see how this project fits together is to see the network of relationships that have grown out of this community effort.
One of the reasons we've been so successful is that Hans has allowed us connections with a variety of farmers regionally and locally. We know when product is in season, and therefore we sort of have the ability to sort of take advantage of that.
This means a lot to me to be able to support the local farmers and to support the local economy. Granted, it's not easy to do all this, but we're trying to make the food that we feed our kids better, and we're taking steps every year to try and do that. And we've come a long ways. We still have a ways to go.
Yep.
Food being grown by local farmers, being bought by local chefs, and being served at local schools.
You're welcome.
It's what you might call a win, win, win. In Bellows Falls, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.